King David, a name that echoes through the corridors of history, a name whispered with reverence and awe, a figure larger than life. He was a shepherd boy who became a giant slayer, a young man who faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious, a king who united a nation, bringing together tribes and forging a powerful kingdom. But David's story, like the rugged landscape of his kingdom, is a tapestry woven with triumph and tragedy, joy and sorrow. This is a story about the man behind the crown, the human being beneath the royal robes. A man capable of great courage and terrible sin, a warrior and a sinner. A man chosen by God, yet still vulnerable to human weakness, struggling with his own flaws. We often put our heroes on pedestals, forgetting their humanity. We forget they bleed like us, that they feel pain and sorrow. They stumble. They fall. They are not infallible. The story of David, Bathsheba, and Uriah is a stark reminder that even the greatest among us are capable of grave mistakes, of betrayal and regret. It's a story as old as time, about temptation, betrayal, and the enduring power of forgiveness, a tale that resonates through the ages. This isn't just a dusty tale from an ancient book, but a living narrative that speaks to us today. It's a mirror reflecting our own hearts, our own struggles and triumphs. It's about the choices we make and the consequences that follow, the paths we choose to walk. It's about the long road back from our failings, a road paved with remorse and the promise of redemption, a journey of hope and renewal. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over Jerusalem, King David strolled across his rooftop. From this vantage point, he saw her, Bathsheba, bathing, a woman of captivating beauty. Desire ignited within him, a fire that consumed his reason. He sent for her, he took her. He betrayed a good man, her husband Uriah the Hittite, a loyal soldier fighting for David's kingdom. Their encounter had consequences. Bathsheba became pregnant. David, desperate to hide his sin, hatched a plan. He recalled Uriah from the battlefield, hoping to pass the child off as his own. Uriah, unaware of the betrayal, returned home a changed man. War had etched lines on his face, but his loyalty to David remained unshaken. He refused the king's offer of comfort, choosing to sleep outside his own house. He would not enjoy the comforts of home while his comrades were in the field of battle. David's plan was crumbling. Desperation turned to darkness. He saw only one way out: eliminate Uriah. He sent him back to the front lines with a sealed letter, a death warrant disguised as battle orders. The order was carried out. Uriah, a man of unwavering loyalty, died a senseless death, betrayed by the very king he served. The weight of David's sin pressed down on him, a burden he could no longer ignore. He had taken a wife, murdered a faithful soldier, and all to conceal his transgression. The guilt gnawed at his conscience, a constant reminder of his misdeeds. But God, who sees all, sent the prophet Nathan to confront the king. Nathan, with divine authority, approached David with a heavy heart. Nathan, a master storyteller, spun a tale of a rich man, a poor man, and a beloved lamb. His words were carefully chosen, each one piercing through David's defenses. The rich man, Nathan explained, had many sheep, yet he took the poor man's only lamb. The story was simple, yet its implications were profound. David, enraged by the injustice, declared the rich man worthy of death. His anger was swift, his judgment harsh. Then came Nathan's piercing words. "You are the man," he declared. The accusation hung in the air, heavy and undeniable. The parable shattered David's carefully constructed facade. His defenses crumbled, leaving him exposed and vulnerable. He saw himself for what he had become: a thief, an adulterer, a murderer. The realization was a bitter pill to swallow, but it was the first step towards redemption. David's sins would not go unpunished. His actions had set in motion a series of events that would bring great sorrow and suffering to his household. Nathan prophesied that the sword would never depart from his house. This meant that violence and conflict would plague his family for generations. His family would be torn apart by strife and rebellion. The peace and unity that once characterized his household would be shattered. The child born of his sin would die. David was devastated. The loss of his child was a direct consequence of his transgressions. He wept, fasted, and prayed for forgiveness. In his anguish, he sought solace in the only place he knew he could find it, through sincere repentance. He accepted the consequences of his actions with a broken and contrite heart. His remorse was genuine, and he knew he had to face the repercussions. He penned Psalm 51, a timeless lament of repentance, pouring out his soul before God. This psalm has since become a powerful expression of human sorrow and the desire for divine mercy. Though David's sins had far-reaching consequences, his story reminds us that there is hope even in the darkest depths of our failings. His journey from sin to repentance is a testament to the power of redemption. When we acknowledge our sin, turn away from it, and seek God's forgiveness, we too can find redemption and restoration. David's story is a powerful reminder that no matter how grave our mistakes, there is always a path to forgiveness and renewal. Thank you for watching. There are links if you want to support my work. May the Creator bless you always.